Hi guys, I'm Shmi and you join me in Abu Dhabi on a very special night because I'm about to have an opportunity to jump behind the wheel of the legendary Porsche Carrera GT. I cannot say thanks enough in advance to the owner for allowing me to take this car out for a drive and share it with you guys. I mean, this is really, to me, the supercar, hypercar, however you want to define it, of my kind of generation. This is the one when I was learning to drive, thinking about learning to drive as a teenager, that we all had on our posters. It's the V10 mid-engine setup, 6-speed manual gearbox, the roof panels that you can remove and store away in the front. This is a proper supercar. I mean, that was the time before the term hypercar had really been fully kind of, I guess, settled in and introduced. But we're going to take a look around it now, then I'll be taking it out for a drive. So what can I tell you? They were built between 2003 and 2006. It was supposed to be until 2007, but Porsche, due to regulations in the United States with airbags, cut the production a little bit earlier. There are 1,270 of them, 644, so just over half, actually went to the US. The engine mounted back there is the 5.7 litre naturally aspirated V10. It's got 612 horsepower, so 0 to 62 miles an hour, 3.5 seconds, top speed 205 miles per hour, and it just looks immense. You have this rear wing that rises at 70 miles per hour, comes up, and I think sort of squares off the shape of the top of the car. You've got these sort of brutal looking rear exhaust tips, one on each side, with the sort of fighter jet style kind of finish. It is basically just an immensely cool machine when you look at it. It screams, this thing is awesome. Over the back of the engine bay, you have those vents, so a lot of it is open with the mesh on top, and the V10 tucked in down there, which was a development of an engine they had tried to create for Le Mans before that. The wheels, the center lock wheels, magnesium, super light, low unsprung mass, obviously ceramic brakes. Let me come and open the door and show you the inside, where you've got the bucket seats, traditionally opening doors, but inside the carbon tub. And this really was one of the very early sort of carbon tubbed cars, early introduction. It's got the manual gear stick here, which is a sort of signal of days gone by and Porsche racing in the past. The bucket seats, awesome. Everything about this thing is just unbelievable, and I cannot believe I'm about to have an opportunity to jump behind the wheel of it. We've just removed the roof panels because it's a lovely night here in Abu Dhabi, so it would be wrong not to do so. I'm going to show you quickly how they store away in the front. This is the key, obviously lightweight. It's just a simple Porsche key, but you can pop the front either with that or with the lever inside. And you can do that with the switch, which I've just turned on some light. It is there, so you can pop open the front. And I can come around and show you in here. See the catch in here. This is super light. It's quite incredible, actually. The roof panels literally stow away in the bonnet, so there's not a huge amount of storage space, even if those are out, but that's not what this is about. It's awesome that they fit so neatly, so we can close that back up. But I mean, just look at this thing. The stance of it, the design. This was, well, is a very iconic Porsche, and I can't really believe that this is actually happening, and I'm about to be able to give it a go and take it out for a short little drive here. Wow, this is truly spectacular. Let me first jump in, so I think we should be starting this up. And another fun thing here, in case you're wondering, Porsche have the key on the left here rather than the right, even in a left-hand drive car, because in sort of racing, where you had to run to the start in Le Mans and then jump in the car, this meant that you could jump in, have your right hand put the car in gear with the gear stick, and your left hand to put the key in, so you could do it simultaneously, obviously a little bit more efficiently. But let's give this a go. Oh wow, seriously. There are very few words for this. It's really awesomely cool. My goodness, I just want to jump out and hear the exhaust noise from behind. Climb out over the side sills. Oh boy, this is mega. Now I'm going to touch on one subject which I can imagine everyone is probably thinking about, of course, which is the Paul Walker and Roger Rodas story. And unfortunately, obviously, they're no longer with us. Driving the Carrera GT, a car that is inherently spectacularly difficult and challenging to drive. It is a performance vehicle. It is pushing everything to the limit, and you really have to know what you're doing. So I'm going to jump in it knowing that, and knowing to be very, very careful tonight and make sure I just have a safe and enjoyable drive. But I think enough talking. I need to jump in and go out for a little opportunity on the roads with the Porsche Carrera GT. Right then, this is it, the first pull away. Can I do this without stalling? That gear stick position is really cool, the way it's right up there near the steering wheel. You have to be super, super, super gentle, and we've pulled away without stalling, but I certainly expect at some point in this journey I am going to end up stalling the car. For the moment, let's just head out onto the road. First impressions then, would you listen to that sound? Now this car used to have straight pipes, which is one of the sort of loudest sounds you can have, a Carrera GT with straight pipes. But I'm not sure you ever need it, because just listen to that. The V10, it may not be brutally loud, but it is beautiful. Oh my word, I am just taking it super, super steady, as you can tell, very nice and easily. Just want to be careful and safe. Clearly it gets a lot of attention as well. Poor Carrera GT. Flip the shift. This is happening. Would you listen to that sound? Does anything really get better than the clean, I don't know how to sort of wail of a V10? It's mesmerizing. Oh my gosh. As somebody pulls into my lane in front of me. But there we go. This is such an exciting car to be driving. There are very, very few words, I think, that can properly describe it. I mean, this is a Carrera GT, and it's mega. It's bonkers, it's mega, it's epic. It's all of those internet words in one car. I'm just being gentle, poodling around, of course, but the smile, I'm sure the smile speaks way more than the words ever could. This is, well, it's a pretty dream experience, really, driving in this thing. All 600 horsepowers of it. I mean, this car, well, the concept came out in 2000, hit the roads in 2003. Like I said earlier, they cut production slightly short because of the airbags, the airbag situation with the US, and most of the cars going there, 644 to the US and about 31 or so to Canada as well. But so far, my word, gently over a speed bump, super, super, super gently, handles it fine. Oh wow. Can you imagine driving this in anger? I mean, even just going through the sort of bottom end of the gears like this is excitement enough on its own. This is, well, nearly 15 years old, although this is a really late one. This is one of the very last Carrera GTs. Got to be careful, obviously, with the driver aids. This thing's set up for racing and driving hard. But so far, I mean, I don't have words. I'm just going to take a minute to think about this car versus 918, because the 918, obviously, the modern day, the hybrid, the V8, but it's supported by electrical motors, the all-wheel drive kind of system, total opposite to this, which is the completely manual user input race driver of the previous generation kind of car. Not quite sure how to describe that, but this feels, I mean, you just feel in total control. You feel like everything's at your fingertips. I mean, obviously, I'm concentrating in an immense way. The seats are super comfy, actually. I would definitely say the seats are more comfy than the 918. Sorry, 918 owners. Few more of these, though, of the cars. But it's totally polar opposite. I think they complement each other brilliantly. I mean, quite how different they are in their approach to making road cars. Just taking all these bumps super steadily. but my word, that just sounds insane. I'm not going to be forgetting this day in a hurry, driving the Porsche Carrera GT, one of my unicorn cars. I feel like I need to give this a little clip. What a sound! Okay, let's try that again. It revs so quickly. Oh my gosh. This is just spot on. I'm lost for words. I definitely think that this car and the F50 are my two favourite cars that I've driven to date. I mean, from a modern perspective, the 675 LT is tough to beat. I mean, that's why I have the Spider and intend to keep the Spider. But there's something so immensely cool about this era of cars, to me, in terms of the development of a little bit of technology to jump in with you rather than it being totally manual. A little bit more comfort and a little bit more luxury of the car, but still the rawness and excitement and sound and feel and driver involvement and how engaged you are and how just all around unbelievably awesome this is as a package for a car. It is just utterly out of this world. I think the Carrera GT has just very quickly jumped up my list of sort of cars that I would love to be able to spend more time in at some point in my life, maybe even one day be lucky enough to have in the garage. But oh, wow, just mind blown, utterly mind blown by this noise. What an incredible sound and tone and noise. My word. I'm stopped right under a little bridge canopy. Wow. What an unbelievable experience. That thing is so much fun, but I want you to hear it as well from the outside. Just listen to this. Is that not one of the truly best sounds ever? A screaming V10, the tone and pitch of it is so perfect. What a drive. I have loved this. I cannot say thanks enough to the owner for the opportunity to come out here and drive today in the Porsche Carrera GT. It's like bucket list, check, done. Carrera GT, so much fun, so epic, and with the wing up now that you can see as well. So cool. Even if that wasn't driving it particularly hard, it was an awesome experience that I will not be forgetting in a hurry. My goodness. I mean, I don't even know what else there is to show you on the car. I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly, making the most of the opportunity right now because it's such a special machine. Actually, I know one thing I can show you by coincidence. Here, a lot of people won't know this. There's a storage pocket in a Carrera GT. I'm not sure you can fit that much in there. It doesn't go down too far, but a bit of fun, hey. Wow. Just wow. And also, for interest's sake, tyres. These are the new Michelin, I think, Sport Cup 2s. Are they Sport Cup 2s? No, they're Super Sports for the Carrera GT, so slightly safer tyres than the original. And I mean, that takes me back to the Paul Walker incident. That car at the time was running on old tyres, and those are your contact with the road. And obviously it's exceptionally sad that happened, but the car is incredible. I can't really fault it. I mean, I actually love that gear stick position as well, how it's up on the centre stack. Oh boy, I don't want to say goodbye to it. That was so much fun. Driving in the Porsche Carrera GT here in Abu Dhabi. Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal car. Thank you very much for joining me there in my experience driving this spectacular machine. And again, thanks to the owner for making it all possible. What an evening here in Abu Dhabi. But that's it for now. I've been up to plenty more things on this trip, so make sure you're subscribed. Check them all out on the Shmee150 channel, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.